He then proposed an upper limit to be imposed so that us consumers will bear lesser if we get scammed.
Sounds good.
So an upper limit of $100 or $500.
Ooh.
Jesse. Okay, in recent years, right, scams are getting more and more intricate and advanced. The number and amount of money getting scammed are getting higher. And hence, right, okay, a waterfall approach for bearing the losses have been in discussion among the government now. Okay? If financial institutions and telecom companies fail to meet their anti-scam obligation, they will bear the losses. If not, customer will bear it fully.
Okay.
So how it goes is financial institution first, then telecom communication, then the consumer. Okay. So recently in the parliamentary debate, some of the opposition have stood out and called for a more comprehensive and fair approach. So before I share with you guys what their opinions are, I want to know what your opinions are about the current framework that the government is proposing.
I have no idea what the framework is.
Is it sufficient? Is it fair?
What's the current framework?
Okay, so there are 4 duties, right, okay, that financial institutions and telco must comply. If not, then they will bear the responsibility. So, first one is impose at least a 12-hour cooling period after activation of a digital token during which high-risk activities cannot be carried out.
This one I've actually faced it when I changed my token.
Yeah, then you cannot transfer high amount and also cannot
cannot
change the limit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the second one is send notification alerts for activation of digital token and conduct of high-risk activities.
Okay.
The third one is provide outgoing transaction notification by SMS, email, or in-app notification selected by the consumer. And the last one is provide a 24/7 reporting channel and a self-serving feature for consumers to block online payment transfers from their account. Yeah, so these are the 4
I think
duties
2
that
and 3
imposed.
have been in place for quite a while, right?
Yeah.
Probably
Yep.
1 and 4 is the one that they recently implemented after all the scams.
Yeah, so these are the 4 duties for financial institutions and telco to comply. So at any point of time, right, if they fail, okay, then they will bear the losses.
Full amount or?
Full amount.
Okay.
Now that's a lot of damage!
So what do you think of this proposed approach by the government? Is it sufficient and is it fair?
I think it should be okay, right? Because I don't know how well thought through these scammers have created their new phishing scams. But it probably will be, if it's a phishing scam, it probably will be you are trying to retrieve their login data.
Yes.
And then maybe you might try to get some kind of proxy way to access the account and stuff. So ultimately, if people are not doing things to give this information, you will have a hard time also. Because it's not as if you're going to brute force a bank, right?
Yeah. So I feel, right, with what you say, I agree with you, and I agree with the current framework right now. Right? If the bank is the one, let's say their security breaches, right, then the bank pay lah. Why should I pay? But if I'm the guy that is stupid
Go
to
and press the link.
give my credentials and whatnot, then
You only have yourself to blame.
yeah, correct.
You know, recently the government gives CDC vouchers.
Eh, how to collect ah? How to collect ah?
Very
Press the
easy.
link here.
We send you.
Collect ah?
we send you.
$500
And that's
yeah.
the thing about scammers nowadays. Sorry, scammers nowadays are getting so creative. No, they're up to date with what's happening in the country. They're up to date with what's the trend, and they're up to date with what the consumers want. For example, buying egg, basket okay, gonna scam like few $100,000.
The psychology of scamming is very simple, and last time I learned this kind of black hat technique. I tell you before, right?
Yeah.
If you want to do phishing scam, I can do one. All these techniques, right? Basically, they are using the bait, because maybe you made a purchase or you had a delivery or all this kind of stuff. You require to log in because of some issue. Maybe your delivery failed or whatsoever. The scam system is very simple, and just like how when you have a fishing net, right? You don't want to have a fishing net that has too small of holes. You want the holes to be bigger, right? So they can catch the big fish. You let all the small fish go through, right? Scammers operate the same way. They don't want the smart people to be in their net. They only want to retain the dumb people, because spending time trying to get the money of a smart guy is too much effort. But the dumb people, they can extract the money. So they will purposely make the message a bit stupid also. The moment you can identify it's a scam, you are not their target audience. If you are not sure, right, then they want you to click.
It's exactly like the police WhatsApp call one. They call.
Yeah.
It's clearly
Exactly.
an Indian.
That's
I am
why.
Benjamin calling from Singapore Police Force.
I'm senior investigation officer.
If you can get scammed by that,
Yeah.
those are the kind they want.
No, because the staff ID show a Chinese
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
I'm not racist, like you hate me for what?
No, but right, I swear to God, right, some of their scam, right, is like I got, okay, you know, I was delivering, I was,
You cannot love scam,
never,
bro.
never, no. I scam people for love, bro. I received this email notification talk about my order, right, has been like there's some issue with my order, I think. And I really did order something.
Yes, I was
yeah.
gonna say that also.
So I go, but I smart a bit lah. I go call like the I think DHL or something lah. I forget what is it, Ninja Move or something. I go call. We will give you a call if any of these such thing happen lah. So see,
Oh, you escape the net, are you?
Escape.
But you
bro.
use which platform to buy the stuff?
I forget. I really forget what is
First
it.
thing to do is check the platform. You call DHL for what? Platform will show if there's any delivery issues or
Okay.
it's still in transit.
I remember that one right is from US. Oh, it's my yellow jacket. Yeah, I buy from this like some like second hand store. Then they need to ship to US. Then ship to Singapore. From UK ship to US, then ship to Singapore.
That jacket you deserve to get scammed.
Hey, but I smart lah. I go call.
Okay, so I said some of the opposition, right? One of them is our famous Jamus Lim. Okay, he came out and then he shared his opinion or a better approach in his perspective. He said that he feels that this approach is fundamentally unfair and there's too much responsibilities on the consumers because scammers normally target consumers who are considered the weaker link in the chain.
That's true.
And for the consumers, the loss will be detrimental and disastrous, while for the bank, if someone were to be able to write it off as per the framework, it's a small fraction of their institution's balance sheet.
Okay, I agree with this first half, but the second half, how you going to make that argument?
And-
it's like how you going to justify because the bank makes so much money, they lose a bit, it's okay. That's ridiculous, right?
Yeah. So then, he then proposed an upper limit to be imposed so that us consumers will bear lesser if we get scammed.
Sounds good.
So an upper limit of $100 or $500 by implementing this, it would truly become a fair distribution of losses where all parties bear a burden that is commensurate with what they can afford. And because of this, since the banks cannot pass on most of the losses to the customers, they will then be more incentivized and chase down like fraudulent transfers and also build a more robust system lah.
Okay,
That is
in
the
the
end goal.
event, let's say some scammers, some scamming syndicate group, they do the phishing properly and they manage to retrieve the credentials and they log in, and let's say they don't go crazy, they don't wipe out the account, but they just slowly make small transactions which the banks, AML and all will not flag. Somehow they slowly pool the amount and they manage to extract money. Is the bank still liable or is the consumer liable now? In
Okay.
his framework, the bank will be liable lah.
In his framework, yes, the bank will be liable.
Then that one is not right.
Yeah,
already,
it's not fair also.
Yeah.
I really feel that right, if you are stupid enough to give the information, right, then you should really bear the full responsibility.
Okay, but the thing is about phishing scams, right, is that sometimes it looks legit, ma. They make the entire website, they make the entire UI exactly is a one-to-one replica to the exact bank account. I feel, can you really blame them?
Because I understand his perspective on the first part, at least. Basically, the role of the government is to protect the citizens, right? And especially protect the citizens who require more help. So the people who will probably get scammed, they probably require a bit more help. And so that is why he's saying maybe this new implementation will help this group in particular. But then putting the owners on the banks, that part is a bit hard to justify lah.
Okay, I believe that right now the bank are also doing their part also, right, for those scammers also. They are paying like, I think if I'm not wrong, half of the amount.
It's a case-by-case basis. Or,
Yeah. Out of goodwill one, right?
Out of goodwill.
Yeah. Like, okay, is this only phishing scam in particular or like those like APK scam also?
Okay, it's good that you bring this up because this is what the other opposition party also mentioned. Hazelpaw, okay? She said that it is unfair. It is unfair that this framework only covers phishing scam because there are other scams also like malware scam, like APK, like what you mentioned. There are like impersonation scam also.
how can you blame the bank for all this then?
Yeah. I feel right, if let's say everything has to, I mean like whatever he suggested, it seems very good on paper or good to people, right, in people's eyes. But the thing is that if let's say everything has to be done right, because okay, when you go have a scam, right, and nowadays the scam cases is so huge, if everything has to be compensated back to the citizen, right, if let's say right, they have to do all investigation, so there will be a lot of resources taken to just to fill up all these cases, then I think it's just too. I mean, it looks good, it sounds good, but logistic wise and
practical
it's too much lah, you know.
But I can tell you now this the truth. I can hold this stance that let's say if I get the person gets scammed, right, they should bear the full responsibility, right. But if I tell you I'm the one kena scam,
Of course, always ahead.
Exactly.
Send always ahead.
Send you one big tete, say that. I show you a bida. Send me 500, I show you the nipple. Confirm within 5 seconds.
And probably he's the one out of 4 of us who kena scam.
Yes. And to love scam.
Can you stop saying love scam, bro?
Big tete. Big tete. Big tete. Big tete.